Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope everyone is doing super well and is enjoying this glorious weather. In today's video, I want to sit down and share 50 facts about me with you so you can get to know me a little bit better. So without further ado, let's get started. My name is Jodie and I am 24 years old. I live in a little town called New Milton in Hampshire. I was born and raised in Didcot, Oxfordshire until I was 13 years old. I have been a fan of the Rolling Stones since I was 3 years old. My favourite movie is the Rocky Horror Picture Show. My other favourite films include Jaws, Quadrophenia, Silence of the Lambs, Psycho and American Psycho. I have no brothers and sisters. I am literally an only child. I have been a promoter since I was 18 years old. So I've been doing what I do now for quite some time. I am the one-man band behind Nozfest. So everything that you see, the bands, everything, the festival is me basically. That's the reason it goes ahead, because of this little thing here. My favourite animal is actually a great white shark. I've always wanted to move or live in Cardiff in Wales. My current favourite band at the moment is Buckcherry. This changes month to month. Sometimes it's the Struts, sometimes it's Motley Crue, but right now it is Buckcherry. I may look confident in how I dress, but I'm actually quite shy. I am really shy. That's probably going to be a bit of a shock to a lot of people, maybe. I'm not sure. But yes, I am quite a shy person. I like to keep myself to myself. I'm confident when it comes to like my friends and things, but when I'm on my own and it's just me, I'm quite shy. I won a photography competition at the age of 16 and it was actually judged by ranking. I have this to prove it, if you can see. There we go. So yeah, that was my entry, and this was the headline in the local newspaper, which was Pupils Mick Jagger Tribute wins global poster contest. And basically I dressed up as Mick Jagger from a photo that David Bailey took in the 1960s as part of some work I had to do for my photography course, and they said I should enter it into a competition, so I did, and I won. And I got to go on a trip to London and go on an open top bus. My photo was on Tottenham Court Road, as well as 4 other billboards around the New Forest area. I have a pet rat named Teddy, and I also have a dog called Alfie, and he is a Shih Tzu. My favourite food is probably hash browns. Hash browns are life. I love hash browns. Yeah, they make me very happy, so as you can see. In my free time, I'm probably watching documentaries on serial killers. I love a good serial killer documentary, actually. So if I'm not doing Nozfest or something with bands or blogging or doing a YouTube video, I'm probably sat there with my cup of tea in my pyjamas with my hair in a bun, watching something about Fred and Rosemary West or Ed Gein. I'm not a troublemaker. I actually hate drama and confrontation. I don't actually cope too well with being, in a situation of confrontation. It freaks me out. I get quite upset and quite anxious. I hate drama. That really upsets me and triggers me a lot. I could never create anything like that. I'm just not that kind of person that goes around wishing and stirring up and creating drama. I just hate it, but it tends to follow me, if you know what I mean. Like, something will happen and somehow I will get dragged into it, even though it's got nothing to do with me. But I'm not a troublemaker, I can assure you that. I am the least bit of trouble you'll freaking ever meet. I'm always indoors, in my house, watching documentaries on serial killers. So I can't be a troublemaker. It's as simple as that, really. I am currently on the waiting list for face-to-face cognitive behavioural therapy. At the moment, I am getting support from a service called iTalk, and they have signed me up to a program called Silver Cloud, where you basically do your own coursework. You fill in little booklets and answer questionnaires daily, and that's a way in which they are supporting me at the moment. And right now I have just been given extra work, and I'm working on core beliefs at the moment, which is quite interesting and also very frustrating. I am I am actually diagnosed with depression and anxiety. I currently don't take anything for either, but yeah, I have more social anxiety, I would say, than generalized anxiety. I tend to get triggered in social situations, and depression just runs in the family, so it's no surprise that I have problems with that sometimes. My favourite makeup brand is actually the controversial Jeffree Star, and my perfume scent is Chanel number 5. I love Chanel number 5. This is actually for the older woman, but I've been wearing this since I was like 15. Not this bottle, but yeah, it's my favourite scent. I think it makes me smell really classy. I'm currently a single Pringle. Yeah. I'm not the best at making friends with females. I'm a bit of a lone wolf, and I find it easier to get on with guys. Yeah, I'm not a girly girl. Well, I don't think I'm a girly girl. I do find it quite hard to talk and get on and socialise with girls. I just find girls really bitchy, and they generally have a knife, or generally, I should say, generally have a knife in your back, whilst they are being all cushy to your face, and I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it. And there is a lot more drama with girls than there is with boys. So I would say 90% of my friends are guys, and they're not recent guy friends. They are friends that I've, known for maybe 10 or more years. I just get on with guys a lot better, and they're just easier to talk to. And the thing is, if you go up to a guy and you say, oh yeah, I really like Ed Gein, they're more like, oh yeah, cool man. Whereas girls are like, who the hell is that? You're weird. And I know I'm weird, but I just want friends. Bands are the most important thing in the world to me. There is nothing I would not do to help a band. I love them so much. If you've ever met me in person or had a conversation with me, you will know that bands are just my little pride and joy. I love them so much. They've helped me through so much turmoil and stress and dark patches of my life. I know I'm only 24, but shit happens, and bands have always been there to like have my back, and I don't know what I would do without them. I really don't know what I would do. I'm also a big supporter of the New Wave of Classic Rock community. There is a community called New Wave of Classic Rock, which supports upcoming bands of the rock genre that perhaps wouldn't get recognition because, we're in a new world. I think that's how it goes. I'm also very against bullying of any kind. If I see bullying, I have to stamp that out. I'm sorry, but I hate bullies. Bullies are the worst thing ever. I've recently this year had my quite fair share of bullying. I don't know why that is, but bullies seem to be picking on me or targeting me this year, and it's getting in my head a bit. But I'm working on it. I'm not gonna let them get me down. Bullies were a thing of school, and even at school it shouldn't happen. Like, bullying's not cool, guys. Don't bully people. My favourite items are my Vivienne Westwood handbag. She is called Vivienne to most people. Most people know her as Vivienne. If you've ever been on a night out with me and I say, can you look after Vivienne? It's my handbag. And the good thing about it is, like, a lot of my guy friends are like, have you got Vivienne? Is Vivienne okay? Do you need us to look after Vivienne? Vivienne's over here. Vivienne's doing good. So a lot of people do refer to her as Vivienne, and it's like the proudest moment of my entire life. And also, my favourite item is my leopard print blazer. It's really long. It like goes down to maybe my knees. It's from Boohoo, but whenever I wear it, I usually get a lot of compliments, and it makes me feel super confident. Favorite color is either cosmic blue or purple. I'm not sure which I prefer the most, but it's always been cosmic blue until I've like actually realised I do own quite a lot of purple things. So maybe it's purple, who knows. My name JodieBowie came from back in school actually, when I'll tell all my friends that I was going to marry David Bowie, so they would go around and call me Mrs. Bowie. And actually there was a guy at school, I don't know what happened to him, I can't find him anywhere. That sounds a bit stalkerish, but I have typed his name into like Facebook and stuff and he doesn't come up. But there was a guy at school, I won't say any names in case he's famous or something. I doubt he is, but there was a guy at school, and I mean, he had black hair and it was short black hair, so he looked nothing like David Bowie, but to me, he looked like David Bowie from Labyrinth. And he used to sit next to me in history, and I always used to be sat there going bright red with just like, oh my god, I'm sat next to David Bowie. And whenever my friends like saw him around the corridors or like in the lunch queue, they'd be like, oh, we saw Bowie earlier. So that was like a really cool part of school. I am actually rather small in height, if you haven't already guessed. I'm very, very small. Well, I'm not very, very small. There are people smaller than me, but I am generally quite a small little lady. I have organised sold out shows for people such as Marco Mendoza. I have done several gigs with Mr. Marco, and yeah, they've all pretty much sold out. My first one sold out. Yeah, Nozfest sold out. I love doing sold out shows. They make this happen to my face. I have 8 tattoos in total, but I do actually want to have a full leg sleeve. I've only got 3 tattoos on my leg at the moment. I'm not very good at getting things done all together, because if I had all the tattoos that I wanted done in one go, I would have really stupid stuff tattooed on me, like cats and avocados. So I tend to wait until I'm absolutely dead certain that I want that tattoo, and then I get it. My hangout place is typically either the Anvil or Buffalo in Bournemouth. I think Buffalo has actually closed now, which is such a shame. I hope somebody takes it over and revamps the place, because I loved hanging out at Buffalo. It was literally like my favourite place to go. But other than that, I'm usually at the Anvil. My favourite book is actually a book called Holes by Louis Sachar. We did this book maybe in year 8 at Didcot Girls' School, and I've just been obsessed with it ever since. So I read this a lot and it gets better every time I read it. So that's my favourite book. My celebrity crushes are currently Josh Todd from Buck Cherry, Nikki Sixx from Motley Crue, Patrick Bateman from American Psycho, and Luke Spiller from The Struts. Yeah, from the ages of 20 to 22 years old, I was actually going to see the band Stop Stop every single weekend, no matter where they played. Stop Stop here, this is actually Jacob's handwriting. He wrote this on my arm and I got it tattooed the next day when I was 20. So yeah, I love Stop Stop. They're like my brothers. They really are my big brothers, and I miss them so much. I was watching a video yesterday actually of them, and I was just sat there like, oh my god, I would do anything to see those boys right now. I miss them so much. I have actually seen the Rolling Stones play live 3 times. I saw them at Hyde Park when they did their 50th anniversary show. I saw them in Southampton at St Mary's Stadium, and I saw them at the Principality, I think that's what it's called, Stadium in Cardiff, and that was the best I have ever seen them play in Cardiff. It was phenomenal. I organised, planned and paid for my own 21st birthday. Some of you may have been there. My 21st birthday took place at the Memorial Centre in New Milton, and I invited all of my tattoo artists. all of my friends and some bands that I worked with, as well as my family. And we had 3 bands play. My dad's band played because he really wanted to. A band called Pirates of Panama played. They include members of Ed Van Egan and Lewis Collins. And Stop Stop obviously had to play because they're my favourite band. So I had my favourite band at my birthday party. I did all the decorations, I did all the food, I did everything. I had like several outfit changes, photographers, sound, lighting, everything. That was a lot of me. I basically did my own 21st birthday party, which I guess is kind of sad, but I knew exactly how I wanted it and I wasn't going to let anybody try and, change that. I am obsessed with organising and planning things, whether it's to do with me or a friend or a day out. I just have to be constantly planning something cool. For example, my friend Jordan's 20th birthday, we went on a weekend to Brighton and stayed with my friend Rowena. I planned everything. I designed his birthday cake. I just knew exactly how I wanted it. It didn't quite all go to plan, which freaked me out more than anybody else. But I planned that entire thing. If people are like, oh, should we go on a trip out to Bournemouth? I've already planned what we're doing hour by hour. I'm very much like, this is what we're going to do. Then we're going to do this, going to do that. Even like going to the pub, like if I'm like having a night out at the pub, I'll be like, we're going to do this first, then this, we're going to meet here, then we're going to do that, and this is going to happen. And if it changes slightly, I will probably have a meltdown because I'm like, I didn't plan that, it's not part of the schedule. But yeah, that's what I mean. I'm just obsessed. I have to be organising something. And I was sat there the other day actually, and I was thinking about what I could plan for a friend's birthday. Or me and my friend want to go on holiday somewhere, and I was thinking what I could plan to do during that holiday. I just have to be planning something. It's just My favourite new wave of classic rock bands are Mason Hill, Massive Wagons, The Wicked Jackals, the Chris Barris Band, and probably Inglorious. Yeah, and my favourite album of all time is Exile on Main Street by the Rolling Stones, and my favourite song of all time is actually Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners, which I know is a bit of a like, really, that's your favourite song of all time? Like, but every time it's just the intro just gets me and I'm like, ah! And that's my reaction to the rest of the song. I'm quite annoying. I'm sorry, I'm so annoying, I can't help it. I have only ever had 2 boyfriends in my entire life. This is completely true. I did not even notice, I'm being genuinely honest here, I did not even notice boys until I was about 21 years old. They just did not come into my... I was too busy doing like sorting bands out and doing gigs and putting on gigs to be like, oh, a boy. So a lot of people like, you're not innocent, Jodes, but I am. It takes me a long time to like... I'm gonna shut up. Personally say that I am a local celebrity. However, a lot of people in the Bournemouth and Southampton area do know of me or know who I am, and that is purely because of Nozfest. There has been occasions where I've been just walking around in the street or been at a cafe, a pub, a gig, random situations, and people will come up to me and go, oh, hi Jodie, it's lovely to see you, like blah 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 blah, and I will be probably sat there going like, oh yeah, you too, and then being like, who was that? And that's happened quite a few times where I've been with like a friend or my dad and they've always gone, who was that? And I'm like, I don't actually know. Which makes, I hate being that person that is sat there being like, I don't actually know who they are, but they know who I am. I hate being that person because I feel so rude and I don't understand it, but it does happen to me quite a lot, and I don't know if it's daunting to other people. It's daunting to me sometimes. I wouldn't say it freaks me out or anything. It's quite nice knowing that my work's getting noticed by people, but obviously I don't realise that people do actually know who I am. So when I do go out to a gig or something and people are like, oh, hello Jodie, and I'm like, okay. Like, there was a time, it's usually Bournemouth and Southampton, but there was one time actually in New Milton where I was at the Rydal at a Black Sheep Vultures gig, and this woman came up to me and said, oh, hello Jodie, it's lovely to see you, great work with everything you're doing, I really enjoy your gigs, and blah 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 blah. Like she really knew who I was, and I was just kind of being like, oh yeah, it's so nice to see you too, like it's nice to see that you've come down and, you know, supporting the boys and everything. And then my dad was like, who was that? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And I feel really bad. And I'll know who she is now. I know who she is now because I've seen her face. But at the time, it's very much like, and I feel so bad. Yeah, I'm not a local celebrity, but I kind of if that makes sense. Like, people know who I am, but I don't know who they are. Does that make sense? I don't want to sound like I'm a big-headed idiot that is just very shunning of people that support me. I'm not. I love every single person out there that supports me. It means everything to me. But sometimes I don't know who you are, if that makes sense. So please introduce yourselves. I will give you a hug and everything, but, well, Corona, but, you know, just... My best friends are probably Emma and Luke, and neither of them live anywhere near me, which is great. And also Luke is currently MIA. So if you watch this, Lukey, where have you been? Cry face. I can be quite loud when I'm with my friends, but when I'm around people I don't know, I'm actually very quiet, and it does take me a while to come out of my shell. So I am quite loud, I won't lie, and which is probably why people think I'm drunk most of the time when I'm not, because I just get things I'm passionate about, I will get very excited about, and I'll just sit there and be like, but I'm not drunk. I'm just happy. I don't know how to explain it, but a lot of people will think I'm pissed, basically, if I'm a bit loud, which is, sorry. But most of the time, if I don't know somebody or I'm not sure on a group of people, like I vibe off people. Like I said to my mum, I'm like, I can tell if a group of people are my people, and if they're not, I will be very quiet, very shy, very, you know, just like, you know, because I don't, but if I can tell somebody is my people and I vibe with them, I will probably be very loud. I like to be constantly working on the next big project, such as Nozfest or Nozlight. I'm currently working on Nozfest 2022, so any bands that watch this, you can send your submissions in to nozfest@yahoo.com, or you can get in touch via the website, which is www.nozfest.org. I used to run JodieBowie Rock Nights for 5 years, before concentrating solely on Nozfest. So I did maybe about 4 or 5 gigs a year under JodieBowie, with three or four bands in a night around Swansea and Southampton, and I did that for 5 years, as well as putting them on in New Milton, obviously. And now I just do Nozfest and Nozlight, which is, I'm very proud if you can't tell us. It's a dream. It's you know, dreams are coming true. Yeah. And I used to be on the management committee at the New Milton Memorial Centre, so I did actually have a say in what went on in the premises as well as generally New Milton. But I left because they're not very supportive of the young crowd in New Milton, and I never understood why until a couple of weeks ago, and now I get it, and I'm like, yeah, I could totally see why you didn't want anybody, like any new guys coming in, because the youth of this town sucks. Like, I'm sorry, but they kind of do. And very last fact of all is fans of my festival actually call themselves Nozzers. which is pretty cool. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this has given you a little bit more of an idea about me, and hopefully you've learned something about me too. Maybe we can be friends, who knows? But if you have enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more from me, and I will see you very soon. Bye.
This time next year, we'll be millionaires. Lovely jubbly. Oh, shut up, you tart. He who dares wins. Good sleep.